Imagine this. You're living your dream life abroad, sipping coffee at a Parisian cafe, or strolling down the vibrant streets of Shanghai. Your life is exactly how you pictured it. Until, out of nowhere, a prolonged tariff war between the United States and China sends shockwaves through the global economy. Suddenly, flights become unaffordable, prices for everyday goods skyrocket, and your financial stability is hanging by a thread. This nightmare is no longer just a possibility. It's becoming a reality for American expats around the world. Welcome to Top Dog Traveler, where we break down the biggest global issues affecting your life abroad. Today, we're diving deep into how a prolonged tariff war with China could completely shatter your life as an expat. Stick around to find out how this escalating global conflict could impact everything from your finances to your ability to travel, work, and live comfortably abroad. You won't want to miss this. So, what exactly is a tariff war? It sounds like an economic term that's reserved for politicians, right? But trust me, this is something you really need to understand. Tariffs are taxes that countries impose on each other's imported goods. They're often used as a tool for economic retaliation, and they can have major ripple effects on the global market. When two economic giants like the United States and China start slapping tariffs on each other's products, the impacts go far beyond just the businesses involved. As an American expat, this could directly affect your everyday life in ways you might not even expect. Let's start with the most immediate threat: rising costs. Imagine the goods you buy every day, electronics, food, clothes, suddenly becoming much more expensive. That's exactly what's happening right now as tariffs increase on Chinese goods. Take countries like Vietnam, Thailand, or Mexico, which rely heavily on Chinese imports. If tariffs go up, those products you rely on will get more expensive. Grocery bills, rent, electronics, even basic essentials. Everything starts to cost more. Here's an example. Let's say you're living in Vietnam, where a lot of goods are imported from China. Tariffs could cause prices to spiral. That inexpensive smartphone you were planning to buy could now cost double or more. Or maybe your grocery bill jumps by 20, 30, or 40+%. Imagine how that messes with your monthly budget, forcing you to make tough choices on where to cut back. But wait, rising prices aren't the only problem. Supply chains can get seriously disrupted in a tariff war. Imagine not being able to get your hands on the goods you need. Whether it's a laptop for work, a pair of jeans from your favorite brand, or even prescription medication, a prolonged tariff war can lead to supply shortages. In countries like Mexico, which heavily rely on both US and Chinese trade, goods may become not only more expensive, but harder to find. Expat life becomes frustrating when the essentials you've always taken for granted become scarce or delayed. Now let's talk about job security. If the tariff war drags on and the global economy continues to destabilize, companies that hire expats, especially international companies, may start cutting back. If you're working remotely or for a multinational company, the economic uncertainty caused by tariffs could start to hit your paycheck. Tech companies, consultants, and even education sectors, these industries could start facing disruptions in their supply chains, which could lead to layoffs or the cutting back of opportunities for remote work. Imagine your dream job abroad suddenly disappearing because the company can no longer afford to operate as they did before. Expats also have to worry about travel. If you need to fly back to the United States or want to visit other countries, tariffs will make flying much harder. Why? Airlines depend on international trade and fuel imports. When tariffs raise costs on aviation products and fuel, airlines may raise their ticket prices or worse, cancel routes altogether. Flights could get more expensive, fewer routes could be available, and delays and cancellations will become more frequent. This could make returning home in an emergency or visiting family and friends a serious hassle. But the risks don't stop there. Tariffs don't just mess with the economy, they can lead to political instability. When nations are locked in a tariff battle, it can escalate into protests, social unrest, or even government crackdowns. If you're living in countries heavily involved in the trade war, like China or Hong Kong, you could face direct consequences. Protests, civil unrest, or even restrictions on expats might make life much riskier. You could find yourself in the middle of protests, or worse, facing a government that starts restricting your rights as an expat. That's not the kind of adventure anyone signed up for. So what can you do to protect yourself in the face of a prolonged tariff war? Here are 3 key steps to safeguard your expat life. Stay informed. Keep an eye on global trade trends and stay updated on the latest tariff news. Know what's happening between the United States and China and how it might affect the country you're living in. Scene 3. Predict and prepare. This will help you predict the next economic shifts and prepare ahead of time. Create a financial buffer. Now's the time to save. If you're in an industry that's heavily impacted by tariffs, consider diversifying your income. You don't want to be left scrambling if things get financially tight. Have an exit plan. Make sure your travel plans are covered. Consider travel insurance and always keep an open line to your embassy. If a political crisis or financial disaster occurs, you'll want to know how to get back home quickly and safely. Life abroad can be incredibly rewarding, but a prolonged tariff war could throw everything into chaos. Rising costs, job insecurity, travel disruptions, and even political instability. These are the harsh realities American expats may soon face. The key to surviving these challenges is preparation and flexibility. Stay informed, plan ahead, and always have a backup plan. So what do you think? Will tariffs affect your life abroad? How are you preparing for the potential fallout of a prolonged tariff war? Drop a comment below and join the conversation. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. Top Dog Traveler will try to help keep you ahead of the curve with more tips, updates, and insider advice. Until next time, stay smart, stay safe, and keep exploring the world.